Hey everyone, welcome to Makin Scents. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome aboard. Today we're going to visit the house of Victor and Rolf and their two newest releases. You have Spicebomb Night Vision, the EDP version, which is the most recent release, along with the EDT version. And we're going to touch base on both of these fragrances. Stay tuned. So like I said, we're going to be visiting the house of Victor and Rolf today and the Spicebomb Night Vision fragrances. Now, they just came out in 2020 or 2020 with the EDP release, which is supposed to be the stronger, more boisterous, or more overall, based on performance-wise, maybe because of the EDP concentration versus the EDT. Maybe there's a difference between the two. We're going to touch base with that today or on that today and let you know my take on it. What I find when I wear these different fragrances, what I think about the difference between the two of them. Do you need both? Do you need just one? It's really up to you ultimately, but this is going to be my personal take on the fragrances. So to start off, let's look at the bottles here. I do love the bottles. Love the design. Love the whole little grenade look. See if I can get that in focus. This is going to be Night Vision EDP, which is the parfum version. According to Fragrantica, the main accords are fresh, spicy, aromatic, warm, spicy, woody, and balsamic. I do love these things. I'm going to try to get this a little closer for you to see the text. So the biggest difference between the EDP and EDT is on the EDP, the whole bottle is black with the band being green. And on the EDT, the bottom is going to be green. Kind of like this. If you can see that clearly or not. It's really hard to see. Maybe if I lift it upside down. Trying to help you out here. Yeah, not being the most helpful. There you go. Kind of get the idea. But the whole bottle on the EDP, the newest version, is completely black with that nice green band with the chrome and or silver writing. Now, the other one, let's hold this one up, see if I can get that. Maybe it'll show the whole bottle. I'm not sure. This is the EDT version. It has the black band in the middle. It also has the green bottom, which is really hard to get in lights. This one here, according to Fragrantica, the main accords are aromatic, warm, spicy, fresh, spicy, citrus, and fruity. So between the two of them, the biggest thing that people have always talked about when it came to the original, the EDT version with the green bottom, was that performance was lackluster. It just wasn't there for many people. A lot of people were disappointed because the original Spicebomb was such a home run. It set its own place in the fragrance community. Between the performance, the overall scent profile, the spiciness of it, we'll say, and it's just a great fragrance. Then they came out with Spicebomb. I believe it was Extreme next. Can't remember. I don't have that one. I have Fresh or whatever we want to say it, and then these two right here, along with the original, of course. I don't have Extreme, so I'm a failure for that, but I'll have to get that in my collection as well. Now, with these two fragrances, one of the big things that stuck out with me when I first got the EDT was it was in a green bottle, but it was not like an exact blue fragrance, but it reminded me more of a mass-appealing basic fragrance in a sense that the blue terminology is utilized to talk about fragrances today, following the Blue de Chanel, YSL, YEDP, EDT, all those different things, along with 4 million other blue fragrances. Eros, I believe, is in that line. I personally don't have Eros, so I can't really use that as a thing. But when I saw this in a black bottle with a green bottom and I sprayed it, I also felt the same way. Kind of had this is not really what I pictured or envisioned with this fragrance, especially with the way it looked. Now, I'm going to spray it real quick on this hand. I did spray the bottom side of my hand already, so I could have a dry down on there, just to compare them back and forth. I will tell you, now this is the EDT, the green bottom bottle. Excuse me, a little breathing there. Yeah, I don't know why this gets so much hate. It's a fresh fragrance. It's got a little bit of something else to it, some sort of, not woodsy, but a little bit of spice, but nothing crazy, nothing outlandish in any way, shape, or form. To me, it's their most mass-appealing basic scent that I've seen from Spicebomb, which is probably why it gets all the hate that it gets. it's kind of like a citrus blast of spices. And I say that it's not spicy in a way like deep, dark, rich or anything like that, but really is in the line of like the blue fragrances, you know, Bleu de Chanel, Sauvage, just mass appealing, basic, simple fragrance with a little bit of, I don't think it has a vanilla in there or anything or something like that. I'm not positive, but like I get a vanilla undertone of something or something to that nature when I smell the fragrance. I do like it. I don't get a ton of performance out of it. I want to say when I sprayed this on earlier, just as a reminder test run, I've worn it a few different times. I do enjoy it. I bring a decant with me. It's definitely one I respray. I probably respray this every 2 hours, maybe every 3 hours, because I do enjoy the opening, but it does fade kind of quick. You might get 2 to 4 hours out of this thing, maybe, if that. Overall, performance-wise, skin scent, it'll definitely be a little bit longer than that, but it's not doing anything over that 4-hour mark for me anyways. And currently we're in like the 60-degree weather. I wore this more so a couple months ago. I wore it more often than I do now. And again, this is the EDT, the Eau de Toilette. But it's still such a nice fragrance, but it is pretty basic in my opinion. Performance is not crazy, but that's okay sometimes. It's not always what I'm looking for. I was kind of surprised, like I said, when I saw the black bottle with the green bottom. I was expecting something different, maybe more woodsy, more fresh, not even fresh, just something different. And when I smelled this, I was happy with it. I think it smells really nice, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. So I set myself up possibly for some sort of failure, if you want to go by that, but I don't know if I want to go with failure. I almost dropped the other grenade. That would have been bad. Spray the EDP. Same thing. I sprayed under my wrist on this one a little while ago so it could dry down. Just a nice fragrance. Just smells so good. Right here in front of me smells amazing. I've said this before. When I get to spray multiple fragrances together that actually smell good, which most of them do. Sometimes I get surprised and one's not that great, but it just makes the whole area around me smell amazing. And that's what I smell right now. So with this one, this one's more warm. It's richer. It's a little bit deeper, in my opinion. I'm not going to go through all the notes and all that stuff. I didn't do a breakdown of that. I'm just telling you what I personally smell. I give you the accords based on Fragrantica, so you have an idea what they say it smells like or what it runs like. I do have the different note breakdowns. I took a picture of the pages on like Fragrantica and base notes and a couple other things, just if I wanted to reference them, because sometimes when I'm smelling something, I can't pinpoint what it is, but I want to tell you what it is. And by going to those lists, it can help me give you a little bit of an insight to it. Now, beyond my babble. So, yeah. So the EDP is a richer, warmer, darker version, pretty much of the same fragrance. It seems a little bit different to me, and it's hard to tell what it is. I want to say this one's more woodsy, with a little bit more of the spices, a little bit there. Those two pieces stick out more to me. I know there's a bunch of notes on this fragrance. Between the two of them, there's a ton of different ones. Let's see if I can find them for you. So the EDT, I'm going to read this off of a list again. Green cardamom, green mandarin, Granny Smith, black chili accord, black pepper, clove, nutmeg, roasted almond, tonka bean absolute, and woody notes. This is a fresher fragrance, in my opinion. So the EDT is a nice fragrance. Does not perform the same. Like this one right now, I just sprayed it on camera with you. And unless this one here is just blocking it out completely, like, I can kind of smell it from there, but that's about it. It's not up close. Smells amazing. Even where like this, half of 6 inches away or so. But I do have that other fragrance I just sprayed, which is definitely stronger, a little bit more, a little bit thicker, richer, and sticks out more. The other one, this guy right here, says grapefruit, green apple, lemon, black spices, cardamom. The heart is rosemary, clary sage, coriander, lensic, no idea what that is, lavender, peppermint. Base notes, patchouli, cedarwood, pistachio, some resin, Peru Balm, Fur Balsam or Balsam, Labdanum, and benzoin. That's a lot of different stuff. In reality, all that stuff means is when you mix that entire thing of list of fragrance oils and or aroma chemicals, different additives, whatever you want to call them, and you mix it for the EDP version, to me, you made a better fragrance. It's not that there's anything wrong with the EDT. I don't plan on selling the EDT. I plan on having them both in my collection because I enjoy the fragrances. They're both very nice to me. I see them usable for different occasions. Like this one was really good for work and such. People I work with wouldn't be offended by it at all. It's not too strong. It'll linger enough where if I want to reapply, like I said, every couple hours, that'd be cool. The EDP version now, it's a nice fragrance. All I really get is that woodsy, spicy, and I don't, like I said, I read those things because I needed to know if vanilla was in there because I still get something like that, but it might be something to do with the way that the lavender is mixed, or the labdanum, I think I said was one of the things. Yeah, labdanum. What should we call, like labdanum or something weird? I don't even know. But for me, the Spicebomb Night Vision EDP, if you're going to buy one of the two, would be the one that I would go for. If you're going to get both, that's perfectly okay because, again, I smell this hand right now, and it's more like a bright, citrusy, almost like I said, like their blue fragrance. They're a little bit more mass appealing fragrance, where this one is more of a fall banger. So if you wanted to rotate these and you use the EDT for the summer, spring, or spring and summer or something like that, and you go ahead and use the EDP for the fall and winter, that'd be cool. That works out well because they have some of the different elements that smell similar, but for me, they do smell different enough that they're not the exact same fragrance. Sometimes they smell different fragrances that are EDT, EDP. Not a huge difference to me. Sometimes they smell almost the same. Other times, they're completely different. In this case, they're different enough that I don't think that it's completely redundant if you buy one or the other. I do say that the EDP would be the better fragrance out of the two, based on my personal opinion. The performance on the EDP, I got 4 to 6 hours, give or take, where I could still smell it pretty good. It wasn't like just a skin scent. From 6 hours to maximum of 8 maybe, where it was still a skin scent. I didn't give it much more time than that to test though. So after the 8 hours, there wasn't much more time to go for it. But the EDT would not last anywhere near that long as far as my personal opinion goes. So you have the EDP, 6 to 8 hours for overall performance. EDT was 4, you might be pushing 6 if it's a skin scent, some in that realm. Ultimate performance on EDP, you have about 4 hours where it's actually projecting somewhat, or not even like crazy. It's not boisterous or anything like that, but it still has a nice sillage a little bit, and people can smell you from 6 inches to a foot away at least. Whereas the EDT, you have 6 inches to a foot, roughly after about a half hour. I really wasn't pushing that hard. 2 hours is where it kind of like was just a skin scent from there on out afterwards. Again, up to 4 maybe, and then from 4 to 6, you still had a skin scent, but it really didn't go much more than 6 inches to a foot after the first, like I said, 2 hours or so for the EDT. So EDP wins on the overall scent profile, in my opinion. It's a fall winter fragrance for me personally, it'll be in that part of my collection. The EDT is a very nice fragrance. It's more of their blue scent, if you want to call it that. And it doesn't smell like Bleu de Chanel, just what I would consider the blue scent for the Spicebomb line. So that's my take on these. Would I go buy them? I'd definitely say get a decant of both because you might like one better than the other. If performance is not a question or an issue or anything you're majorly concerned about and you like to reapply like I do, then either one is fine. If you're looking for something that's going to perform more to give you a little bit more bang for your buck, the EDP would be where I go. I might wait a little bit so the price can drop down, because I think that was like $120, $130 or so from I think at Macy's or Nordstrom's. One of those places had it available, and I really wanted to smell it, so I spent a little bit more than I should have. But I was happy to get it. It's a really nice fragrance, and I was glad I could do a review for you guys, and for me. Let's face it, this is also therapy. We have fun doing this. I I think that's a wrap. So get a decant, try them out, see what you like. Have you tried either one of these? Have you tried both? Do you have a preference which one you like better between the EDP and the EDT? It's definitely one of those things that your personal preference might put one over the top. Do you love, like, hate all of them? Do you have a favorite from the line? Am I insane for not having extreme? Probably. I'll have to say that one out loud myself. Do me a favor. Throw a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about the fragrances or the fragrance line in general. Also, if you haven't done so already and you like this video, click that like button. That'd be appreciated. That'd be awesome. And if you haven't clicked that subscribe button and you like what we're doing here, you like the feed forward feedback and information I'm providing about fragrances, then please stick around and consider clicking the subscribe button. That's about all. So remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.